Hi everyone and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I'm Peter, that's Connor.
Hey guys.
We're going to talk about Better Call Saul, Season 2, Episode 7. It's called Inflatable. Full spoilers for the episode as follows. Now, this was interesting. Things have taken a turn that I don't think I was expecting necessarily.
Oh, it was a bit different.
It was. Good though. And I think it handled it well. We were back on Jimmy. And also, I think this episode made me laugh the most that I have laughed in a while.
That montage.
The montage was good, but that's not even the bit that really made me laugh. The bit that really made me laugh is when he's getting Omar to write his letter of resignation, and he's like speaking it out, and then he points out that he'll lose his bonus if he resigns, and he immediately starts going, "I don't know what I was saying," and he starts like just backstepping, and I was laughing really hard. I thought it was really funny.
I really liked his stuff with Omar at the end with the moving truck as well. It's just like, just live on the side of the road. It's where I found it.
So yeah, so Saul's out of the job. David McGill.
David Main.
David and Main. Yeah, McGill. Yeah, you know what I mean. There's a lot. We've now got like 3 law firms I need to keep track of now because there's David and Main. There's
Hamlin McGill.
Hamlin McGill, and then we've got this new one that Kim's.
I can't remember their name.
No, I can't remember either. And so yeah, Saul gets this idea that he's going to start his own practice with Kim, and he pitches it to her, and she's not opposed immediately. She's sort of like, she likes the idea of being her own boss. She's that part of the pitch. She very much gets into, right?
Yeah.
But I actually really like this scene because I think Jimmy, or Saul, whatever you want to call him, I usually call him Saul, but occasionally Jimmy will slip out. I think he has grown as a character because for me, when she asks him, "What kind of lawyer are you going to be? Are you going to be straight, like you're supposed to? Are you going to be colourful?" And he's like, "I'm going to, dot the I's, be straight down the line," and then he stops himself and he's like, "There's no point in lying."
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because he's maturing necessarily, or if it's just that he respects Kim enough not to bullshit her.
I think it's just Kim, honestly. I think anyone else, he'd have carried on.
But even then, I think it's growth because he would have bullshit her before.
I mean, he has just spent the last half a season bullshitting her.
So I really like that moment. I liked, and again, Saul does this thing, and Breaking Bad did it as well, where it'll keep the scene very simple and it'll let the actors do their job.
Yeah.
And it's just a great moment where he just sort of stops himself and says, "You know what, no. I'm going to be me, and the reason why it didn't work out, and the reason why everything's fell apart in the last couple of years is because I've been trying to be someone I'm not." And you know what? He's right.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah,
so, no. And what I like about this direction as well, because obviously ultimately they do set up something, and we'll get to that in a minute, but I like that this gives us like a driving plot for both of them now. Because they're going to have to set this up, they're going to have to get a place, they're going to have to get clients. Like, it gives us like an
objective.
Yeah, the character drama is great, but this gives us like an actual plot line, probably for season 3, unless it completely falls apart in the next 3 episodes, which it might.
I can see it happening.
I can see it happening, but I could also see this being something that actually lasts like
for most of next season.
Yeah, and then maybe
I could see maybe this season ending with them all completely set up, and like the last shot will be them side by side, but not together. You know, that whole idea that this episode sets up, where they're in the same building, they're there, and they're like partners, but they're both solo practices.
Yeah.
I can see like the closing shot of the series kind of being something like that, where they're both there, they're working, they've got their cases, but they're doing completely separate things.
Well, yeah. But then the question becomes, are they still, good terms in terms of being a couple at that point? Because even when she knocks him back, when he pitches this, he's like, "You have me, we're together, like, we don't have to do this as well." Like, and I like that as well. It was depth. It wasn't just, "Oh, this is awkward now, we have to split up," It's like...
Yeah.
Because some shows would do that.
Yes, well, some shows would also have her just get up and walk away.
Out of a wheelchair. So, no, that's good. But and she goes to her meeting, and it goes really well with the partners at this new law firm.
And then it gets really awkward.
Yeah, because she accidentally calls the guy, her old boss's name, she calls him Hamlin.
So awkward.
Pretty awkward. I mean, he seems alright with it. He's fine, but
It is, but it's just a cringe moment where you know that Jimmy got under her skin when he said to her that he's just another Hamlin.
Yeah, Hamlin in a different skin.
Yeah.
I have to question though, how much time passed in this episode during that montage, because it felt like he was going through a lot of suits, and if it's one per day, then
I'd assume one per day.
yeah, so that's at least it's at least a full week, maybe 2
I got the impression maybe it was over like a month.
month.
Yeah, I don't know. That feels like the sort of amount of time you'd have to drive someone crazy like that for them to actually resort to just firing you and stop that bonus.
That brings up another scene that I really liked. I liked Maine like firing him. I really liked that scene.
Yeah.
Because I felt it was something really honest about it. The way he was like I don't know what I did to do, and I really seen it in Saul's face that he felt bad because this guy isn't a bad guy.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, that reminds me, we should probably talk about the opening.
The flashback thing, yeah. I was just about to bring that up. I really liked this a lot because it kind of builds on that scene we got a couple of episodes ago with Chuck.
Yeah, he explains that he was taking money from the shop.
Yeah, and you kind of see how it, presumably, I think how it started.
Yeah, and it's almost, you can almost see this. It's almost a lack of respect because he thinks his dad's a chump.
Yeah,
and
it shows right from the start he can spot the truth. Like he knows straight off that this guy's just conning on. Like he can spot that immediately.
Yeah, that's just a natural skill he has. It's not something you can learn per se.
Yeah.
No, I liked it too. I thought it was I thought it was telling as well that the guy just showed his card when the dad was away.
Yeah.
And just pulled out the wad of cash.
Because he knows the dad already didn't believe the kid anyway, so...
Which makes me... Why is he trying to steal $5? Like...
Because he can.
He's got like a big wad of cash. What does he need 5 for?
I know. I think it's more just because he can.
You get the feeling that he'd be going for bigger cons, to get, sizable chunks of money, but hey-ho. I suppose if he goes around to every single shop in town and gets 5 from all of them, maybe he's building up a nice little nest egg.
Probably.
Yeah. That was good too. So Kim pitches Jimmy the idea of not being a partnership, but both being solo together. Because the one problem she has is that she's just not willing to be a partner with the way he does things.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. That's completely in her character.
Yeah, but she clearly doesn't want to try and do everything on her own because it's a lot to take on.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. So it's kind of like going to bed together but having 2 single beds.
Yeah. I thought that scene worked particularly well having it in Saul's tiny office as well. Because it's like, look, you've done this on your own and this is all you managed to get. Like this tiny room in the back of a nail hair salon.
Yeah.
It's just like the idea of like that's kind of what she's scared of doing if she goes on her own.
But she notices the new fancy desk.
She does.
And she's like, It's the first step.
Yeah.
I want the desk.
Exactly it. The other thing I really liked in this was finally get to see how he's going to re-emerge with Mike.
Yeah. We got the seed at the start with him being Mike's lawyer while he's like changing his statement.
Yeah, you kind of get like feels like I said. I said last week it felt like I didn't really know where their stories were going together. They were kind of very separate.
And then this week all in the flashback it opened with it basically.
Yeah, and then now I can actually see for going forward where their relationship's going to come back in.
Yeah. I always figured it would be from this kind of angle.
Yeah,
where Mike
but
would need a lawyer. And...
Yeah, of course, it would have ended up being something like that. But just it's nice to see it being addressed now. Because it was right last week when I started having concerns about it, and then as soon as I had those concerns, it's like, okay, here you go, never mind.
I wouldn't even say I had concerns myself. I was just noticed it.
Yeah.
I wasn't complaining that it felt separate. The only real issue there is that the show should be called Better Call Saul and Mike.
It's a mouthful of a title.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like that's really the only issue I had with it, is that the title would imply,
yeah,
it's fully focused on this, but it's But that's cool. Speaking of Mike, I really enjoyed, and this is purely from his face. All of it's in his face with no dialogue, but he's ashamed of what he's doing.
Mm.
He is, because I mean he's an ex-cop, so he takes pride.
Oh yeah.
That's why I went to such great lengths not to just kill Tuco.
Yeah.
So there's just shame in his face. So I don't know what he's planning. We see him staring at the small, diner or whatever it is, the Mexican place.
Oh yeah. Where they meet up.
Yeah, and he's planning. He's looking intently.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's got.
He's
cooking.
got something going on.
Remember how we said he can't say the gun's his because in Breaking Bad he's still got his gun permit? He didn't. He changed it. He said that he doesn't know whose gun it was. He's leaving it vague. So I wonder if they wrote the past few episodes and then realised, oh wait a minute, he had a gun permit in the next show. It just makes it vague.
Maybe, or maybe they always just knew they were going to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Just wild speculation. But no, another solid episode of Better Call Saul where what this show does well is it's written well, but really it's down to the way the directors direct the actors.
Yeah.
And just how they let that just tell the story.
Yeah, it's definitely an actor's show rather than anything else.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to cut every 2 seconds. We can linger on things.
Yeah.
And let the actors do their job, which is cool. It's really nice. And it's a really nice change of pace from almost every other TV show that I watch right now.
Yeah, it does feel very different to everything else.
But it's good. It makes it a treat every Monday.
It does. And it's always great to watch.
Always. So that's episode 7 of Better Call Saul. We got 3 left. And then we have to wait another year. So
Damn.